Okay, everyone, hello. I'm gonna resume my recording and just start with by making these shorter videos on the market. So let's see here. It's 2:21 p.m. and let's give an update for what we should be looking at here. So first chart, we're looking at the volume profile on the 40% value area, and we're looking at the delta here. So structurally, what has happened is we go to the lower time frame, we're seeing a bit of chop, right? We see a gap down distribution, but what looks to be a bottom here, right? We go to the 5 minute structure and we're seeing a downward sloping first test. Oops, mistake here. One, two, okay. And we're seeing the delta flip positive, right? We go back to the volume profile, we're seeing they sold 28K and now it's flipped positive to 13. And so it's reverted here to the mode. Okay, so this is the first sign of a bottom. The next chart we're going to look at is the higher time frame. We can see that we're currently in the jump above the back up to the edge of the creek, sorry, on the 4 hour structure, right? So that huge move back in beginning of August, then some chop, okay? And then now we need to wait for this momentum and volatility to um, flip positive and volatility to contract. So just for me to repeat that, I'm using this 15-minute momentum regular trading hours because I want to make sure it isn't skewed by extended. And we know that as the day progresses, the candles are more, they give us more accurate data, right? Because it's using my look back is using 30 and then a 40 essential tendency with a smoothing of 20. So it's capturing these prices here. And same thing with volatility. You can see it expanded. And as prices lateralizing and consolidating, the volatility is contracting. Okay, so again, what do we want to look for before going long? I think what we want to look for is a close above this value area high with the momentum flipping positive. Okay, so we're currently not positive right now. I'm using a z-score of, it looks like we're at minus 0.05 z-score. So again, I would start looking for a long if we flipped above that value area and the momentum was positive, right? Let's go to the next chart here. Okay, so we looked at the momentum. Let's see what's going on with Hurst and auto correlation. Nothing, price is random. And let's go to the footprint. Very important. We're looking at the 4 hour. I'm using a 25 ticks per row and manual to help me identify enough detail. So we can see here that sellers have been more aggressive at minus 7K, but we've seen the bounce occur. So again, if it retests this region at where there was a 7.73K print and starts increasing, right? We know that the distribution is likely to occur. You want to see this, it never really revisit this price zone at 67.5. Next, we go to the daily, and I think we need to make this a bit more detailed here. So let's try 40. Right, so here we can see a seller's day, right? This sell imbalance, right? You have 238K versus 40 is what held. Sellers were more aggressive. There's a minus 113K difference here. So when I was taking a trade earlier today, I believe I took a short earlier. Again, either you could have made money in either direction. I think I shorted. It was a bad sell, unfortunately, but I think I got like a drop, maybe here or something. I got like a 50-cent drop, 50 to 60-cent drop. So that was good. And how did I know to do that? Well, right now I'm working very hard on again limiting my parameters for the trade and thinking about, okay, I can never go long in a negative momentum, negative delta regime. So those two charts that we went over earlier, I was looking and saying previously what was happening is I was losing money. And how this was occurring was I was buying the buy imbalance in a negative delta or a buyer absorption where the price candle is has shown, distribution, a red candle, but the delta is positive. Um, so I encourage you to, um, avoid going long in a negative delta and a negative momentum environment. You can see the momentum was very negative here. Okay, volatility expanded, momentum was negative. So if I had tried to go long here, I definitely would have lost money. Um, so that's how I'm approaching this market here. I think you really need to just wait for positive momentum and maybe get these sellers to cover, right? If these sellers can cover, the sellers at looks like about 69, right? We close above that and they're forced to buy to cover, then we can get a rally back up to 73.3, which is looks like this VPOC area of Monday. Um, so again, in order for that to occur, we know what the entropy needs to be low, right? So the composite operator can accumulate. So I think if that can occur, right, the momentum flips, we close above here. You want to look for logs, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll look for momentum to flip positive, and yeah. So that's going to be a short video today. Thanks for watching. I had some, I got like sick past few weeks or a few months ago when I tried uploading, and then it kind of just like defeated me because I had done all this work and then I can't, you know, sit at the desk and trade because of, getting sick. But we're gonna just start over again with just these shorter videos.